I don't know if you all heard the news that Amazon announced that they are ending their live stream audio version, right, at radio. They announced that they're shutting it down. So I want to give my reasons on why Queen Radio failed on Amazon. Number one, it failed because Nicki Minaj Queen Radio was birthed on Apple Music. Being birthed on Apple Music is on a device of millions of people's phones. They have iTunes where millions of people buy records, etc. Name recognition is dope. When you think of Amazon, you think of Amazon getting a package. You don't think of Amazon delivering some content. So they're trying to get into the content game, having podcasts, having radio shows. Of course, they want you to, host these live versions, something like Station Head, but it was new. So for me, the reason why I think Queen Radio failed is because she went to a new platform, a baby that the funding wasn't there, a lot of powerhouse shows weren't on there. Now, if it was a case where Nicki, then you had Nicki doing a show Monday through Friday, then if you had somebody like a Drake or somebody like Big or Serena Williams hosting a show and bringing in as many people as possible, then it could have worked. But when you're coming in the game of a new show and then you do it because she did it, she didn't have no schedule, and then she didn't promote it. I've talked to so many people, they didn't even know that she had a show called Queen Radio on Amazon because most people were watching it on YouTube. You had folks that were streaming her stuff on Station Air for free, by the way. And it was also having streaming parties on Twitter, but the consumer wasn't going to Amazon, downloading app to actually see it. And another feature is that Amazon put so much money in it, they didn't want to wait until about 5 years until this get established. They want like a quick fix. And then also, Amazon is in the game of Prime, which you're losing money on the Prime version because they don't have as much content. When you are dealing with a brand new company like Amazon, Nicki should have known better. Say, okay, let me do a show Monday through Friday, but let me promote it so people can come on and see it. But I understand how deals work. Maybe Amazon didn't pay her enough to go out there and promote Amazon all day, do a big rollout. So when I didn't see that, I can tell that Amazon didn't really believe that this could actually work. It was just like a test just to see, let's see if it just popped just by luck, just naming Nicki. No, like you really have to promote on the Breakfast Club, on all of these YouTube channels, all on these pretty much just not BART related, typically like the Wiley Show. So we could have a conversation, say, hey, I got Queen Radio. And also Amazon should have funded a Queen Radio live taping where she toured the country and do Queen Radio in like the New York market, like in the Chicago market, and somewhere down south, maybe Texas or Florida or Georgia. But just saying, I'm doing this show, come on, you guys. No, you really have to understand for the consumer, for they to know where they're going, but it takes time to promote this product. It was a brand new company, a brand new feature of the company. Amazon would say, hey, we're going to get an audio version. And then it was multiple glitches too with Queen Radio versus when she was on Apple Music. It was rarely no glitches. It was crystal HD. And unfortunately with App Radio, you didn't have that. You didn't have the crystal HD. You didn't have the crystal sound. That's the crystal engagement. Like, you know for a fact that Amazon is just the top leading force because they're known for delivery. But in this particular instance, they didn't deliver on this product because most of the consumers did not know that, Nicki had a show on there. So it's low engagements. So if people don't download the app and feed into the app and they can collect that data where they can give them pretty much send them more products to like potentially buy, it's a failure. It's a failure. But it's been a failure when Nicki only go live once a week or once every 2 weeks. No, in order to have a radio show and she calling it Queen Radio, we know for a fact that the Breakfast gonna come on from about 5 to 10. Monday through Friday. You know that is going to happen. You know WVON radio station on 1690 in Chicago is going to be airing every day. You know DD in the morning is going to be airing in the morning in the Dallas market. So if you notice, you know Way Out with Angela Yee is going to be airing mini markets across this country because you know the schedule, you know where it's at, the promotion is there. So with Queen Radio, you didn't know what day we're going to tune in Monday. No, you really didn't know because she didn't put it out there the days that she was going to do it until the day of. But it takes time to build up that momentum. If she would have had a show and say, of course, you're on the West Coast. Hey, you guys, I'm going to do my show 6 o'clock. That's 8 o'clock on Central, like 9 Eastern. Then it would have built upon that. You would get able to get people on the East Coast as well as people on the West Coast to tune in, and then every day, then do a pre-show on IG, say, come on to Queen Radio, give away prizes, open up the phone lines, really making it a radio experience. Now, let's get into what she was delivering on her content. It was literally her just ranting, complaining, saying, you're not the queen. When the queen, we give out shots, calling all the shot callers. It really didn't have no substance. Like, what are we tuning in for? It's like we were tuning in for this overgrown brat that is just screaming that everybody's jealous of her and giving cryptic messaging to the barbs. Don't follow this person. Don't follow Lotto. Don't follow Cardi. Don't follow Coi Leray. Instead of giving the people entertaining content. As I look and dissect this with Nicki Minaj and the current state of her, the people is tired of the beefing. They're tired of the drama between her and Cardi. They're tired of her throwing out shots with Megan Thee Stallion. The people want good music and they want to be entertained. If Amazon would have given this deal to like a person like Sexy Red, and would have given it to her and do a Monday through Friday type of broadcast, just give me 60 minutes, Monday through Friday. You got the Jason Lee show in the morning. You got the Nick Cannon show, and really build upon that. It could have worked. But you cannot try to develop and build a network when people are half doing it. You can't. If you want a successful entity, you got to be all in. And Nicki, unfortunately, was not all in. Now, I don't know all the details. I've heard in the grapevine that Nicki Minaj was getting millions. I mean, 6 figures, maybe $1 million to do it. It was pretty much a waste because she didn't do enough at all. And then also, I need to understand, did Amazon have her to sign a deal where she's supposed to do Monday through Friday and did a breach of contract? And since she didn't get sued, I don't think it was a breach of contract. I just think they allow her to have the freedom to do the show when she wanted to do the show. But it's not going to work like that. You really have to put it all in to build this up. You're a new baby on the block. So in order to know people coming on at radio, you got to know how to promote it. Even Station Head had announced that they're no longer paying creators unless you have 500 listeners on the app every episode, live viewers on the episode to get a check. If you can't do that, you won't get a check. And the reason why they're doing it, they just allow you to they invited you to be monetized because it was new. They just wanted people on there. But now they got established people on there from the mainstream. Okay, the regular average Joe, we still want to keep you because you still have an audience, but make sure you give 500 people per episode, you get to stay. If you don't, you're not going to get paid. But with Queen Radio, she could have easily gotten 10 to 20, maybe 60,000 listeners a day if she would have built upon that. Then the next quarter could have been 300,000 listeners a day. Then it could have moved up to 1 million. But it takes time. When she was first announced to go to Amazon, it was more than 6-7 months that it was announced. She did not do a lot of shows within those months that she had this agreement with Amazon. And then people would say, well, F it. Go to Spotify. I don't care where she go. Are she going to do the work? Like people say, well, go ahead on Amazon. Go to Amazon right now and get a deal with Amazon. No, you got to comply and do the work. You just cannot just depend on, oh, I'm Cardi B, or I'm Cardi B competition, and Cardi B can't beat because I'm Nicki Minaj. No, you really got to get in that microphone and really have producers to produce content. She had no producers. It was just something in her head. She getting these low-budget rappers. Her husband wanted to try to box it out with Offset. It was just all over the place.
You really have to give the fans what they wanted. I'm learning this, and unfortunately, I have to learn this with limited funds. But Nicki, you have the type of money and wealth, if you just being Nicki, to get the best producers, the best writers, the best people to open up, the best people with topics that money can buy. I just think that Nicki didn't care nothing about it. She just wanted something just to promote herself. But in the end, it failed because your album is supposed to come out in November. You need this entity to promote where you're talking to millions, potential millions of listeners, but that's not the case. Maybe a couple of thousand people, because it didn't reach none of the benchmarks that they predicted. In the article, they predicted to hit the numbers, and the numbers were off. And so they said, you know what? We're not going to keep investing in this. We already got Prime, Video Prime and all of this. So we're not going to invest in some other pet project. It was good on paper, but we're bleeding out cash. We're going to shut it down. But now she have to understand that you have to be out here and doing the work, because if you want to succeed as an artist, she's going to have to talk to her base, promote her base. And Queen Radio was a perfect thing. Like, Queen Radio was dope, where she could be in these markets and have these conversations with her audience. And I didn't see, she didn't really talk to her audience on the app and open it up a thing, or we're reading a card where we're going to roast somebody or give you advice or give out scholarships and working with sponsors. She didn't have any sponsors because no sponsor want to promote on something where they're paying a big old sponsorship fee and you rarely go live. So this is like the point that I want to make, is that she failed. Number one, of you, I want you to put this in the chat. Nicki Minaj failed because she was on something that was new. Okay, she failed. Number two, Nicki Minaj failed because she was lazy. Okay, Nicki Minaj failed because she was lazy. Number one, she failed because she joined something that was new. Number two, Nicki Minaj was lazy. And when you hear her eating, chewing ice, complaining, the people didn't care nothing about it. What the people cared about is being entertained. That's it. People don't care about the drama between you and Cardi. They over it because you're not really addressing Cardi verbatim and putting her name on the payment, putting her in records and just trash her in records. But just all this cryptic messaging, it gets tired. Girl, either put on your skates and get in the ring and get the moving, or shut up. And she didn't do it. And so now Amazon is shutting it down and they're moving on. It is embarrassing for Nicki Minaj's brand that she's supposed to be this such leading force in hip-hop, and she couldn't even get her fans to keep the lights on Amazon. This is a major slap in her face. I mean, listen, this is not good. Even Lotto lost her deal with Apple Music because she barely was able to send in and barely keep any people in there. People want to be entertained. They could tell when you're coming in being scripted, got on hand, because they want that ratchet type, oh man, you so down to earth. They want that type of content. And unfortunately, Nicki wasn't giving in that. She was giving you something that's dragging other celebrities. That's what she was giving you. She wasn't giving you top leading content, dropping content. And then she finally probably did it with the whole Offset responding to her man and then her bringing a group, but it was too late. Amazon have already announced that they're shutting this down. So let me know in the comments, what do y'all feel about this? But honestly, myself, I feel like I'm not shocked. I feel like Nicki Minaj should definitely understand that you got to play game and you can't be halfway doing it. If you want to be a queen in media and like dominate media, you got to be putting in the work, Nicki Minaj, and you did not put in the work. You was too busy focusing on Cardi and not focusing on Queen Radio, that entity, your baby, something that you developed, just like when you did back in the day. It was hot back. It was must-hear radio. Now, it wasn't. We just heard you complaining and ranting about other younger women, and you are now considered a senior citizen in this business. I didn't make the rules. I'm just repeating them. Thank you all for tuning into this broadcast. I want y'all to thumbs up in this comments, like thumbs up. Leave me a comment. What do y'all think about it? Think it's not good that Nicki Minaj have lost and ended her deal. She got fired because they canceled it all. I'm over it. Let me know in the comments. Little black boy, you beautiful. Little black girl, you're enough. When times get hard, always remember to put God first. Comment and subscribe, y'all. Let me see what y'all had to say. Are y'all shocked? Not me, but are you shocked? Let me know. Hey, hey, hey.